See, America has gotten to that critical point like a frog in a boiling pot. You put it in cold water, slowly turn it up, it will sit there until it dies. You throw a frog in hot boiling water, the Louisiana folks figured this out a long time ago, it'll jump. That's an old Louisiana saying. That's when the frog would jump right out. But you put them in there when it's cold, turn it up, and they'll just slowly heat up and die. We're kind of getting to the point now where we're going, wow, this water is starting to boil, and I am starting to get lightheaded, and man, the NSA is spying on us, and it's in the news. The government brings in the cocaine and the heroin and launders the money, and it's true they're torturing people, and it's true they run Al-Qaeda, but maybe it's for our own good. Maybe this is just a hot tub we're in, not a boiling pot. If you go that direction, it's over. Now, look at this Daily Mail article. It's up on Infowars.com. Operation Troll the NSA starts up online with a plan to jam spy scanners by sending the same terrorist message over and over again. Let me give the hackers a message, okay? And again, it's on this screen. You guys can punch it up. It's on this computer right here. Thank you. Okay? Again, that's the Daily Mail. It's on this computer right here. I'm trying to get this up on television so everybody can see it. There it is. Let me explain to everybody the problem with this. Number one, they're not scanning for terrorist messages. They pray every day that real terrorists will attack because we and others have exposed them. And it's very hard for them to stage stuff now and not get caught. What the NSA is scanning for is medical breakthroughs, companies that have made their own developments so they can SWAT team raid them using different regulations to steal their information. Number two, even if you jam them with the same terrorist message, all they do is knock that keyword out and then just separate all that out in the data strands. I've talked to the top IT people, the people that have worked at the NSA, outside the NSA at telecoms. That's how that is. If somebody's trying to hack us with some message, we just block that message. This is ridiculous. This is a joke. They're saying use the word ricin and bomb. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Plan to test system by sending a message full of terrorism words to NSA. The NSA is spying on whistleblowers and people in the military that are going to go public about hit teams, government drug dealing, child porn, stuff like that. And that's why thousands of troops have been killed in suicides. A lot of them aren't committing suicide. It's Army, Marine Corps investigators, other people, they get suicided. You try to stop the gravy train of satanic evil, you're killed. The NSA, on record, I told you this a decade ago, it's now public, is they're watching the media, watching the military, watching FBI, watching CIA, watching the good guys. Dark side forces watch the light side to find out if the light side is finding out about them. The NSA is there to protect evil. The NSA is there to protect terrorists. Our government runs Al-Qaeda publicly. And so, again, Operation Troll the NSA. I mean, this is an absolute government disinformation campaign. This is not real, and we need to do a real article. If people really want to know, I can tell my reporters how it's done, and we can tell them how to screw them up. You sit there and you have a conversation with your wife about how you discovered the local police selling kilos of cocaine to school kids. You're going to get a police visit. You're going to get your house raided. So don't do that. The point is it's all a joke, okay? The government's there to protect murderers and scum and killers. If you haven't figured that out yet, it's there to protect a government that since the 1920s has done thousands of programs murdering foster children, okay? Feeding them pesticides till they die. Hey, I know why Bloomberg doesn't like the show on the air. They got a big article out, Bloomberg did, bemoaning that XM carries this show. They're scared to death. Many anthropologists and archaeologists believe that before man even discovered the power to harness and use fire, we were involved in agrarian activities. That is, taking the seeds of plants and then replanting them to produce more. The very foundation of our modern civilization and human culture is centered around the planting and cultivation of edible plants, fruits, vegetables, nuts, you name it. And the globalists have been going after gardening. They've been harassing people that have gardens in their front yards or their backyards. They've called for licenses for people to have gardens because you can't trust prisoners in the police state America to be able to grow their own food. That's why I've come to the realization that we need to become self-sufficient. You need to be informed. You need to have the Second Amendment to protect yourself. You need to be politically active to wake up others. You need to filter your water. But you also need to plant a garden. Even if you live in an apartment, you can do this. If you live in the countryside, obviously you can do it on a grand scale. There are so many green belts in areas that humans don't even visit, nearby cities and in suburbs, where people are now more and more planting their own little private gardens and meadows and off the side of the road. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a revolutionary act to unplug from the television, to unplug from the computer and all the globalist propaganda, and to go out in your backyard or your front yard or planters at your apartment or on the roof of the building where you live, and to plant a garden.
Here are some of the amazing deals at InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com. The Survival Seed Vault by My Patriot Supply features only the finest survival heirloom seeds for a robust and hardy garden, even in the toughest of times. The ARC All-in-One Seed Kit contains 70 varieties of 50,000 seeds of fruits, vegetables, medicinal, and culinary herbs. All ARC seeds are heirloom. Each type is labeled and sealed separately for ease of use and longevity. The Deluxe Emergency Seed Bank combines 3 of Emergency Seed Bank's top sellers: the Family Survival Emergency Seed Bank, the Medicinal Herb Seeds Pack, and the Culinary Herb Seeds Pack. We also have starter varieties of the deluxe seed packages for fruit, salad, salsa, peppers, and medicinal herbs and more. Go to the InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com.
A little seed can grow a huge tree that produces fruit for up to 50 years. We have the best life bombs. That's what these are. We have the best weapons against death out there at the lowest prices, waiting for you to lovingly plant them and lovingly grow them and lovingly eat them and share them with others. We will strike back against the New World Order, and this is only one more initiative in our fight against them. So please join us at InfoWarsShop.com, or you can link through at Infowars.com at the InfoWars Seed Center. Bob in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, how are you today?
I'm not good. I mean, I'm on the air saying the government's run by murdering child molesters, and they're running narcotics into the country, and they're laundering drug money, and they're totally evil, and they're building FEMA camps. And then I go to break going, man, that sounds too radical, but it's true. And it's like, how much are we going to put up with and take here, sir?
Well, you know, to a large extent, I agree with you, Alex. The only thing I kind of disagree with you on is I feel like Obama or the president, whoever that might be at the time, is pretty much the lightning rod. And people need to understand they need to be in touch with their local representatives, their senators, their congressmen, their state representatives. They need to have their feelings known. So many people do not call their representatives. They don't let them know what their thoughts are about what's going on up there in the government. And Mr. Obama or Mr. Bush is simply a lightning rod, and it distracts attention away from the Congress, who funds all this, Alex.
Well, I agree. Congress is playing dumb and going, we didn't know they were spying on everybody, but the guy that released this needs to be arrested. It's all in the Telecommunications Act of '96. It's all there. And then people say, well, they're spying on us for our safety. They know best, like they're our parents. No, they're a bunch of foreign, ruthless corporations that are totally inbred and sick. And we're in danger, man. We're in danger. It's dangerous. That's what I'm getting at here.
I agree with you completely on that, but I'm just, sometimes I think people lose focus. You know, you can write the White House and you can go to the White House website. They probably don't even listen to all this stuff. But I guarantee you, if you call your representative and you let their office know, like once a week, I go through and I'll make notes during the week of all the points I want to make with them. And on Friday, I call my senator and I call my congressman and I let them know exactly how I feel about these things. People aren't doing that. And these lobbyists are going in there, and they're the ones that are getting all the influence.
I agree. Government's here to intimidate people. They now on the buses in Austin, I want to get some photos of this. I was driving the other day, and it was driving past me, so I was unable to get it because I didn't want to wreck. But they have huge buses now with wraps on them, you know, the graphics of code enforcers in police uniforms, and I've seen the code enforcers messing with my neighbors, my parents' neighbors, and I videotaped them, and they kind of bowed up to me. I haven't put that video out yet. I've just been so busy. I've got a phone full of stuff. But the point is that everywhere, it's about government slitting their eyes at you, looking at you like you're a perpetrator, to then guilt you into letting them dominate you, and I'm done. Confront them, get in their face everywhere. Government is a bunch of scum. I'm done. I'm done. I just absolutely want to just puke all over these people. I appreciate your call. Go ahead. What?
Well, Alex, encourage people to get on their representatives. I tell you, I talked with one person in the office there, and they figure for every person that calls, there's 10,000 people just like you that didn't call.
I agree. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. We're here back Sundays, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. And, I mean, it's now just all over the news. The government runs Al-Qaeda. And then it's all over the news. They ship the drugs in, and it's all over the news. The foreign banks run the government, and they're totally ruthless, and they do secret experiments on us, killing troops, killing foster kids, injecting black people with syphilis, letting them spread it over 47 years. Nobody gets in trouble. Nobody goes to jail. They're spying on everybody. And then the mass Stockholm Syndrome public, 56% in the poll, if you believe it, more like probably 25% because it's a push poll, but I think it's good to keep me safe. Naive idiots. And they're the reason this is happening. And you can kiss the prosperity and everything goodbye. And I can't even watch the narcissist in Hollywood anymore and just all the petty people out there and all of the vain people. But it's so good to go protest Bilderberg and have 3,000 people there. It's so good to see the police waking up. I should be more positive. I get in these really dark, negative moods sometimes just because all I do is think about this stuff. And then it just gets worse and worse. And then I see a video clip. This was on Sunday, Obama in a press conference saying, if you can't trust us, we're going to have a problem. Super creepy. And then I see all this vitriol from the Republicans and Democrats saying that Edward Snowden, who walked away from $200,000+ a year, saying, look, we spy on everybody. And everything he said, I already know. It's already public. Why doesn't the CIA director go to jail for saying your dishwasher is watching and listening to you? That's true. Your smart meter is watching you. It's a good thing, though. See, he said it was a good thing, so it's okay to release something that's classified. But it's, if you're a technician and saying, man, they're lying, they watch everything. Because, see, they want to come out and admit they're doing it, but they go, oh, no, we're not. They want to condition you, and then when you say, hey, don't spy on me, we're not doing that, tinfoil hat man. And I saw all these articles this morning going, Alex Jones is getting a lot of credibility now that they admit we're spying on us, but it's good to be spied on. And take your tinfoil hats off and, just let them spy. It's insane. These ruthless corporations will shut and are shutting everything down. All the U.S.-based businesses that aren't globalist are being shut down right now. The jobs are disappearing. It's all going to low-wage stuff. And it's so sad to see this happen. It makes me sick. And then we force Bilderberg out in the open, and then they just make jokes all over the media. The kooks found the secret group, and okay, the main minister, Ken Clark, like number 3 in the British government, they're making jokes about it. Sure, it's illegal what he did. It violates their federal law, but so what? Let's go to this clip of Obama talking about how they are spying on us for our own good. And then he goes off into CISPA, he goes off into FISA and goes off into these warrants. Those are rubber stamp warrants, every one of them approved, which are just for mass dragnets. But that's only when they want to use something. They're already spying on everything, just like the AP. And then when they want to go after a whistleblower and prosecute them for exposing government corruption, which is supposed to be protected, then they go and they get the rubber stamp warrant to then go into all the communications they already have. And again, they use this so that the criminals are spying on everyone. It's the only way the criminals can get away with this. I mean, I've seen it in Esquire. Speaking of Esquire, I've seen a bunch of articles over the years where the state police or locals will know, they'll get a tip that they're going to bring in, 10 tons of cocaine into Miami in one famous case. The aircraft lands, but NSA had gotten word. It had been passed through the channels, and the DEA, the FBI, and the CIA were there to as the sting happened, stop everybody, and then say national security and take the cocaine. I mean, these are Air Force pilots bringing this stuff in. And I've interviewed Terry Reid, who was at MENA with the Bushes and Clinton, who they now call a member of their family. I've interviewed all these people. I've interviewed, he's on record, was CIA. He's on record, was there. He's on record, all of that. I told you, I've had a few family members that did work who were Army officers. And it's funny, like everyone I know in my family that was in the CIA, which is not a big deal. That's like saying I had family that worked for Coca-Cola. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of people that are actual operatives or agents, and then hundreds of thousands on top of that as auxiliary. But I've had family that actually worked in the CIA on the dirty end of things, the muscle end of things. And, they're like, you will not believe how evil it is. America is run by the bad guys. Let's just get that straight. The only way we have to turn it around, the family I have that's been in the CIA says, you're absolutely on target, and I can't believe you're alive. That's all I'm going to tell you. And then I get told by other family that, where they've opened up, it's just like, okay, you're not going to be a full member of the CIA. This is somebody who'd already been an Army officer for like 15 years at the time. You've done all this stuff for us. Now you're going to go kill these people in Chicago. And then he went and said, I'm not doing this. That's another lie, too, that no one gets out of it. Most people say, I'm not going to be part of this. 54% of CPS workers, last time I saw the statistic, quit the CPS within 1 year. They go thinking they're going to help kids. They go thinking they're going to stop abusive parents, and that is going on. They go really wanting to help people. And they go, you mean we're here to drug kids and give them psychological designations to put them on a bunch of drugs to get more money? And then a bunch of you are pedophiles? I'm going to blow the whistle. No, you're not. Nobody's going to help you. 54% of CPS workers quit within the first year. Guys, just see from my memory, I know that was like 4 years ago, type in more than 50% of social workers quit within 1 year, or 51% of children's social workers quit within 1 year. I've seen some numbers higher. The point is, I'm not just throwing these numbers out of the, out of a hat or something. And the argument they use for Delta Force and all these other guys is, we've got to be more evil than the evil guys. End justifies the means. And people that agree to that, they actually take tests where they're asked all this, psychological test, out of Green Berets, out of Navy SEALs, out of all, and there's like 3 groups above Delta Force. That's highly classified, what I just told you. People that are in there going, how does he know all this? I know all this stuff, okay? I'm not playing games here. And the point is that they actually tell them, we've got to run the drugs or someone else will. We've got to run the little kids or someone else will. Brzezinski wrote in one of his books, I forget which one, I read it like 15 years ago. What did he write? He wrote, The Technotronic Age. Was it that one, or was it the point is he brags in there that, Oh, we control all the organized crime through the Trilateral Commission and other global groups because that's how we keep it down and control it. If we don't control it, that's a total con game, folks. That's like they told the troops, we're going to grow the opium now so Al-Qaeda doesn't get it. And then it goes from 9% of world supply to 93% of world supply within a few years. And the world is just flooded with heroin now. That is the naivete that I'm talking about here. Stop it. Stop it. Stop being naive. Stop it. We're all in grave danger. I'm in grave danger. I can feel the wings of the angel of death flapping around me. God's in control, though. I don't have any fear except of failure and not doing a good enough job. I hate myself every minute I'm on this show. I'm not getting it all across. I don't do a perfect job. I wish I would have done a better job with that BBC guy. But it'll all turn towards good in the end. I get in there, so they're laughing at me. It's all a big joke to them. And I'm like, listen here. This isn't a joke. They're poisoning the water supply. Here's the Harvard study. We should be upset about that. They're killing us. We should take it personal. Let's play this Obama clip. Here it is.
That's not to suggest that you just say, trust me. We're doing the right thing. We know who the bad guys are. And the reason that's not how it works is because we've got congressional oversight and judicial oversight. And if people can't trust not only the executive branch, but also don't trust Congress and don't trust federal judges.
God, look at these people.
To make sure that we're abiding by the Constitution, due process, and rule of law, then we're going to have some problems here.
Oh.
But my observation is that the people who are involved in America's national security, they take this work very seriously. They cherish our Constitution. The last thing they'd be doing is taking programs like this to listen to somebody's phone calls.
Oh, yeah, they're not doing that. I mean, they're on record using it to persecute whistleblowers and the Associated Press and others. I have been called repeatedly, and so is my wife, by people saying, okay, just, you just talked about this. Now I'm going to threaten you with this. I mean, they're listening. The public is so incredibly naive about this. And now here's a known liar trying to gut the Bill of Rights Constitution. He's going to sign the UN Arms Treaty to not let us ship guns out of the country or in. They're going after our guns. They're going after the entire Constitution. And he says, just trust us. Trust that load of criminals. And then he says, trust federal judges. It's the telecoms. It's all wired in. Our viewers have demanded it, so now you're gonna get it. More pro-Second Amendment gun shows in the month of June.
What we've learned is you cannot hide behind an I-beam when there's a 50 cal present.
Brothers in Arms, 50 cal ammo review, and more. Coming in the month of June to the InfoWar.